Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so we're talking about the Lakers and the Warriors tonight. Game will be on ESPN, so that's a really good thing for a lot of us who don't have Spectrum. And it'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And where that game is, I think it's here. May not be here. I think the Lakers are the home team since we were the road team in the first preseason game against the Golden State Warriors, where we did lose the game. But it's preseason, so who cares? There's quite a few players on the day-to-day list, which means that there's no way of knowing who's actually playing in this game. Austin Reeves, maybe day-to-day. Game time decision, Vanderbilt, game time decision, Braun and AD, game time decision. What's his name? Gosh, his name is escaping me, but the guy rolled his ankle on our team a few games ago. So the good news is that he is going to be okay. He's not going to miss the entire preseason. Cam Reddish, that's who we're trying to remember here. And on the Golden State side, I saw Jonathan Kuminga. He's on the day-to-days, and it was two other names that have escaped my mind, but I think Steph Curry may or may not play, but he's perfectly healthy. So, you know, it's one of those situations where the Lakers are just coming in, having we just beat the Sacramento Kings, came off a win against the Brooklyn Nets. We're 3-1 in this thing. Gotta appreciate where the Lakers are at, finding ways of squeezing out victories in these preseason games. Had big leads in a lot of these games. Have shot the three ball pretty well in a lot of these games. But we always end up giving the lead back. We always end up making the game a bit more respectable than we needed to. And a lot of times that's because the starters get the game going into a great direction, and then we bring in the young guys to finish it off. D'Angelo Russell has kind of been the story for me with this team. He's just been playing some phenomenal ball, shooting the ball pretty well, getting guys involved. Just his conditioning is where it needs to be, and that's really ultimately what it is. His confidence is up because of it, and he's just running rampant with the minutes given in the first half mostly. I think, in fact, every game he's played in the first half and not the second, if I'm not mistaken. We also had a really good game from Gabe Vincent in the previous one. He really shot the ball very well. He's starting to get acclimated as a LA Laker, as one of the main guys that we can trust down there. Definitely appreciate him. Jackson Hayes has been filling in very well. Had a plus-minus of a plus 14, which led the entire team in the last game. That stood out to me, even though he hasn't really been scoring as very much. He's rebounding and doing different things that ultimately allow him to be a positive on the floor for his squad. Max Lewis is also somebody who's really stood out for me on this team. With the minutes given, has just made some good decisions, takes good shots, pass up bad ones. That's what you want to see from young players. And Rui Hachimura also has stood out quite a bit, playing really well with the minutes given, scoring the ball pretty efficiently, and helping on the defensive end quite a bit as well. His defense has been highly impressive since becoming an LA Laker last year. So, you know, Austin Reeves is another guy who's played well, even though, like I said, he's day-to-day with this one. We're just resting guys as we see fit. And, you know, with Braun, I think he'll probably play in this one. My gut says he does play because he didn't play in the last one. I think they said they wanted to have him play in about 4 games of the preseason, so I'm not really sure how that would equate with him tonight. But he's healthy, and you know, Anthony Davis also didn't play in the last game. Vanderbilt also didn't play in the last game. So it stands to reason why these guys may suit up tonight against the Warriors. You know, the only game we've lost in this preseason has been against the Warriors. You know, the Warriors have been a team that has made some changes now that they've moved on from Jordan Poole, traded him for Chris Paul's contract. Now Chris Paul is in place. Brandon Podziemski played fantastic in the first matchup against us. Just really, really difficult trying to stop his rebounding ability as well as his aggressiveness from behind the arc. He's a much better player than people realize, rebounding the ball specifically. Jonathan Kuminga, again, another player who may not play tonight, played very well in the first game. And, you know, you just got to watch out for those guys, old champs, you know, guys who have been there before, have done it. They've drafted well, and they have a pretty deep team because of some of the pieces that they've added to their equation to go along with what has already won. Who has already won with their team? Guys like Wiggins, of course, Klay Thompson, and several others that we know of that are mainstays on the squad. Of course, Steph Curry being the greatest shooter of all time. Some say the greatest point guard of all time, but we're Lakers, so we don't feel that way. Magic Johnson, salute. But nevertheless, it's one of those situations where you have to deal with them regardless of what floor it is, regardless if it's preseason, regular season, playoffs, in-season tournament, whatever it is. You know they're going to come with a certain level of competitiveness that comes with them being a dynasty of this era. And we know a little about that, given the fact that we've had several dynasties in our tenure with 17 NBA championships. And we're going after that 18th one, and they are yet another squad in the Western Conference is going to be in the way. So with everything that's been said in regards to just over the years of comparing these two franchises and, you know, talking about various different dynasties, it's always a certain level of heightened competitiveness that comes with playing against the Golden State Warriors if you're an LA Laker and vice versa. So I don't expect this to be anything less. No matter who is on the floor, you're going to see some competitive energy out there. So I'm looking forward to it. The Los Angeles Lakers are a team that, like I said, we're up 3-1 on our record in the preseason, which really doesn't mean much. A lot of times you can lose all your preseason games and still have a fantastic season. In fact, I remember one year we lost all our preseason games and ended up being the champion of that year. So it doesn't mean much, but we have enjoyed the success of victory. And as I said, our young guys have been able to close out a few of these games. Jalen Hood-Schifino, I want to see him hit a shot. I want to see this guy be able to see some of his the shots that he takes fall. Max Christie as well. They've had very cold preseasons. And I want to see them step up and find ways of making things happen. Now, of course, we've talked about Jalen Hood-Schifino being somebody who's been able to help in other areas, getting assists, playing defense pretty well, getting rebounds and things of that nature. And I just want to see that continue. It's very important that he keep his confidence up, even though the ball isn't falling. And he has a great deal of poise about himself and a certain character about himself that you know is going to translate once the ball starts to fall. Into him being a very, very reliable point guard for us. Another guy that pops up right now in my mind is Alex Fudge, who's found ways of contributing to the basketball floor. Very highly athletic forward out there who's going to dunk the ball quite a bit and give us a lot of our highlights out there. So his minutes have been very quality. Colin Castleton has really impressed me on the offensive end, particularly offensive rebounding and putbacks and things of that nature. He's definitely given us a second chance points a lot of the time, and I really like what I'm seeing from Colin. Demoy Hodge has found ways of helping the team in key areas, even though his shot isn't falling at all right now either. We know it'll come around because we saw it in the summer league. He shot very well early in the summer league. So, we have a very deep and capable basketball club, even though we have a lot of guys who are more than likely going to be game time decisions tonight. I think at the end of the day, we'll still be a competitive team tonight because we really do come together to have a lot of talented guys, no matter what. And so, I want to continue to see Taurean Prince shoot the way that he did in the last game. Of course, he had gotten in foul trouble in the first couple of preseason games, but in the last one, he only fouled twice and shot the ball very well. And I think he's going to be a very important vet. I think I might have underestimated just how much he can help our team when you consider his experience and what he's capable of. He's being in his prime in a very high-level market. I don't know that he's played in a big market very often. And I just think that he's in a position to really shine here with the LA Lakers. He looks happy, and he seamlessly fits in with plenty of forwards to help him with what it is that ultimately he will need help with in any way. In terms of like guys coming in behind him and stuff like that, there's plenty of depth on this team to keep him competitive as well. So I've really liked what I've seen from him, the size he brings to the table. Like I said, Rui Hachimura has also contributed there with size and defensive prowess and high-level efficiency scoring and things of that nature. Defenses are going to start figuring out they have to pay more attention to him than they do because he's continuing to just pick them apart while they pay attention to everybody else. So Rui Hachimura is one of our most important pieces, and I think he's going to have a fantastic season, barring any concerns with injury whatsoever. And he looks like he's ready to go, conditioned very well. So Anthony Davis has been dominating when playing. Of course, he didn't play in the last game, but throughout the course of this preseason, he's been stellar. Not surprising. We know he's one of the best players in the world, and he's showing that. So when you got guys playing as well as those guys, even though you have a few young guys who aren't able to hit a shot out there, at the end of the day, you're still going to be a very, very competitive basketball club winning these games in the preseason. So it's a lot to like, man. These LA Lakers are definitely on tap to do some good things tonight. And hopefully we can make up for that first loss against the Golden State Warriors because at the end of the day, even though it's preseason, we want to win. And especially against those guys. So that's really where my thought is, man. I just want to give you guys a bit of a preview. I don't know how much of this game I'll actually be able to watch, given how strenuous my personal life is right now on this day. But if there's any chance at all that I can give y'all what I normally do, I will definitely do that. But I want to at least chime in and give you a pregame video. And then from there, we'll see how the day unfolds. So that's pretty much it. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.